Hi. Hi there. My name is Beth Green, otherwise known as Granny Rocks.
And my name is James Maynard, otherwise known as the Songbird. And I'll be handling the chat tonight, so please chat with us. And the name of the show is Lighting the Way, Granny Raps and Rocks.
Remember, if you're here live, you can chat with us live. And if you're here afterwards, well, then just put your comment in the comment section and I will respond as soon as I can. So, there we go. That's last week's, yes. Anyway, tonight I want to talk about don't be lunch. Don't be consumed by negative energy. And I'm going to be explaining what I mean by that. People call it the dark side. People call it, and we already have a comment, all kinds of things. And does it exist? And what does it do to us? And what can we do about it?
And we have a comment. Here's Catalina saying good evening and sends lots of hands of applause and a heart of love. Thank you.
Lovely. Thank you. So first I want to tell you that we've changed the name of our show again.
Yes.
Okay, and we'll explain why. But now it's called Lighting the Way, Granny Raps and Rocks. And the whole idea of this show is that we want to bring some light to a lot of topics, especially about who we are on the inside and how we behave. Bring some light, bring some understanding. We're not here to fix everybody or cure anything, although if we could, that would be great. But we do want to bring light.
Yes.
And we have a few more
and
comments.
We have a big hello from Elizabeth and a heart of love from her, too. Back at you.
Thank you.
And Tracy says hello and sends caring.
Lovely. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here.
And Blanquita says hello, Beth and James.
Oh.
Hola.
Hola.
Muchas gracias.
So, there's a lot of negativity going around, isn't there?
Boy, is that for sure.
And I want to talk about that. And it can be in us as individuals or it can be in our society. And I want to explain what that means and how we fall for it. And the title of our show is Don't Be Lunch. Don't be consumed by the dark side.
By negativity.
By negativity. This is the dark side. So let me explain what the dark side is, what it has to do with negativity, and I'm going to explain to you how it consumes us and what options we have.
Good.
Okay.
We're all ears.
So a lot of people have been brought up with all kinds of scary things about the dark side. Dark side. The damsel in distress is on the railroad tracks, ready to be run over.
And the evil Snidely Whiplash, not to be forgotten.
Oh, exactly.
Frankenstein. Count Dracula.
Something. So, but what is it really? I mean, and also, a lot of us were brought up with a lot of fear, like evil, Satan. Some of us weren't, but some of us were brought up with fear. But we also see some awful things in our world. I mean, people who are hurting other people. I mean, there is, in fact, quite a lot of negativity. But I want to explain what the dark side is, what negativity is, what it does to us in a very specific way.
And Todd says hi. Hello, Todd.
Hello, Todd. So, first of all, think about your bank account. That can be scary too. And there are pluses and minuses, right? Mm-hmm. So if you are putting money in, that's positive cash flow. If it's going out, that is a negative flow. Mm-hmm. So when I talk about negative, I mean something that is going into the negative realm. It's lessening. And what is it lessening? It is lessening life force. We all need life force desperately. We can't live without it.
Oh, and Amy says, "Oh no, not my bank account." Hi, you two. Said
Hi
Heart
there,
of Love.
Amy.
Amy, great to have you with us.
So, anyway, think about energies as either plus energy or minus energy, meaning it's going to give you a lift, it's going to boost you, it's going to give you more energy, or it's going to tear you down, give you less energy. Now, it can get very confusing because a lot of negative energy temporarily makes us feel, wow, I'm so strong. Like if you're angry, yes, right? I'm going to take on the world, and I'm going to do this, and I'm angry, and I'm filled up, puffed up with anger. Now, I want to talk about what negative energies are in right now. I'm talking about energies like anger, fear, self-hatred, self-doubt, envy, greed, ambition, jealousy. So these kind of energies can be very, very negative. Now, I don't mean that we don't need them. Sometimes that they're very normal, right? If someone is standing on my foot, I will in fact feel pain and scream, "Get your foot off me!" That's a good use of that energy. It's like I'm angry, and I'll just explain this and then we'll get into the topic deeper. I need to know that there's something wrong. I need pain to tell me that someone is standing on my foot, or to tell me that I've broken my leg or something like that. So pain can be very informative, and so can anger. Anger can tell us there's something wrong. So then we say, oh, I need to pay attention, right? I need to bring some light on this. Now, supposing your husband left you 11 years ago for another woman, and you're still bitching about it. Do you think that may be a little too long?
Yep.
Because what is it? Your anger, your resentment, it's stopping you from living your life. So now you can see, of course, that's an extreme example. But anytime we take one of these energies are there for a purpose. There's a purpose for everything on the planet. But when they are out of balance, then we're in trouble. So if we stay angry, we become resentful, and we can get very irrational, right? We can get very down. We can get very hysterical. There's a lot of things that happen to us. Now, by that time, it's no longer helping us. It's just hurting us. So, do we want that? No. We don't want to be hurt by our own reactivity. When we get stuck in one of these kinds of emotions, for example, I'll give you another example. Let's talk about jealousy or envy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I envy her because she's so organized. Well, that is something that tells me that I think organization would be good for me. Now, is it going to motivate me and inspire me? Then it's a proper use of that, and then I'm not envious of her anymore. I'm actually doing something about my life. But if I stay stuck in, and I'm not doing anything, how many of us do this? We sit there and we envy somebody for what they're doing, but we're not doing anything to fix ourselves. We're not doing anything ourselves to bring, to start accomplishing what we're envying them for. You think, you say, oh, Beth, I so envy you that you know how to play the piano, so take some lessons. Or say, I really don't want to. Oh, look at that. Galena is here.
Hello, Galena, and thanks for the big heart of love. Thank you. And she also gives a rose.
How wonderful. Live today. So in this kind of case, you can see that instead of wasting our lives being envious, being angry, being in regret, being in self-hatred, we need to get on our you-know-whats and start doing something positive to bring us into what it is we envy. Now, let's say we can't do it. Let's say you're a ballet dancer and I'm a chronically ill lady. Well, guess what? No matter how many lessons I have, I will never be able to do what you can do. So then stop wasting time being envious and let me do something else that I can do. I can talk.
Yes, you can.
I can talk and I can play the piano. I would tell you honestly, those are probably the only two things that I'm physically capable of.
Well, your brain is hooked to your mouth, so you have a lot to say.
Thank you, honey. It looks like we may have... Oh, just another one from...
We saw those.
There was three
But
from...
then Blanquita says a big heart of love,
Thank
too.
you. Thank you,
Blanquita.
So there we go. If I really can't do something, I should let it go. One of the devastating things we do to ourselves is we keep wanting something we can never have. And oh my God, that twists us. Now, what does this have to do with being lunch? Well, I'm going to tell you in a minute. And I haven't even told you what the dark side is yet. Or you get the idea about negative energy. Negative energy takes away our chi, our life force. So if we're busy resenting or being angry or regretting or sobbing or grieving too long, without just going through the process, well, guess what? We are losing our chi. And it looks like Robbie is here.
Hello, good morning. Namaste. Kathmandu, Nepal. I'm Robbie Chamaling Rai. Thank you
there,
for joining
Robbie.
us all the way from Nepal.
So we have quite a few people here who are, international guests of our show.
That's right. Yeah.
So here we go. You're beginning to get the idea. Now, what is the dark side? Well, the dark side is just like, think about a constellation of stars, right, that illuminates the sky.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now think about a constellation of negative energy that sucks you dry.
Oh.
That's the dark side. That's what it is. It's, the constellation, like the stars, of negative energies that weaken you and ultimately weaken everybody. So that's a dark side, and it's very easy to be consumed. Now, I'm not blaming people, for instance, who are depressed. Some people can't help it. They are depressed, maybe for biological reasons or other reasons. And then they can't get out of it. But see, those people are being consumed by negative energy.
Oh, and we have another message here.
From Robbie.
Oh, it's also from Robbie, and he's showing a big celebration of jumping up with love in his heart and stars above him. Thank you, Robbie.
So sometimes we can do something about the negativity. Sometimes we can't. Some of us, are psychotic. Some of us are sick. There's all kinds of things. But to the degree that you can, wake up, because those negative energies are depriving you of life force. And that can really end up feeling like depression. So you become more and more and more drained by this negative energy. And when that happens, guess what? You are lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Dinner.
Consumed by negative
Consumed by the negative energy. Now you start out, as I said, for instance, sometimes we feel like, oh, this is really okay. I feel energized by my anger. I'm going to go out and I'm going to cure the world and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. Trust me, you get too angry, you are going to be lunch. You are not going to think straight. You cannot think clearly when you are being dominated by energies that drain you. It's like, when you're overtired, how
Right.
clear are you in your thinking? So, if you think that you're getting somewhere with all this negativity, think again. What's really happening is you're being consumed. Let's say if you're in a depression and you say, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't do the other thing, and she has it better and he has it better, and this and all this envy comes up, you're just feeding that dark side that's eating you up. So I'm not telling you that everybody can get out of that. Sometimes medication helps, sometimes just a change of attitude helps, sometimes exercise helps. But put the energy into building yourself up if you possibly can, instead of giving your energy away to negative forces that are dragging you down. Now, we have seen a lot of people in our world getting all like, yes, that debut, and Biden stole the election, or Trump is the whatever, and so on. And everybody feels justified in what they're thinking and feeling. Well, okay, whatever. The point is, right or wrong, if you get into that space, you're lunch.
Yeah.
You are lunch. You are not going to be relaxed, clear-headed. There is probably no light on the situation, and you may think you're strong and that you're being revved up by this energy. But the truth is, you're being diminished in your strength because that negative energy is consuming you, and you don't have energy. It gets to the point that you can't even fight back.
Also, when you're verbalizing that to another person or other people, it brings them down too.
That's true.
It really diminishes their life force
That
as well.
is so true. So, my goodness. Let me see what else I can talk about in the last few minutes of our show. So one of the things that I like to do is use the expression, don't be lunch. This is a tool. So think about all these negative energies that are depleting you. Really look at them and say, okay, what is depleting me? What can I do about that? Is this depleting me? What can I do about that? Anything you can do is a step forward, right? And when you think about those, put the face of a gremlin on it, but like a cartoon gremlin, not to be really scared of. And think of that gremlin right there, and you're on a plate, and that gremlin has a knife and fork, and they're cutting you up, or they're putting you in a sandwich, and you're being lunch. So we are feeding. It's like a parasite. This is a really easy way to understand what the dark side and negative energy are. We're talking about parasites that drain you, that
like bad bacteria.
Like blood sucking, like there's a bunch of stuff, worms. You know what I mean? That are eating you up.
I'd like to share an example.
All right.
Just very, very recently, I was experiencing regret over the fact that I hadn't learned to play the piano when I was young. I instead learned how to play the trumpet, and I did rather well on the trumpet. And also I sang along the way. And each of these was a process of doing one note at a time. And I recently was feeling regret, and it was headed in your direction because you play the piano, and I was envying you.
I do. I have a lot of
I was
fingers.
feeling the regret.
Right.
And it was impacting you.
Yes, it was.
And then, on talking with you about it, I realized, wait a minute, I'm not really much of a multitasker anyway. And when you play the piano, you got 10 fingers going on and 2 hands moving all over the place and trying to keep track of a lot of multiplicity simultaneously. I'm not that kind of person. I'm not well suited for that. So I was needlessly feeling regret just because of all the wonderful things you can do with a piano and a keyboard with wonderful different sounds. But hey, I've got a singing voice. I've had a whole career as a trumpet player. So hey, that suits me.
That's right. So you turned it around. Instead of you being lunch to the dark side was lunch for you. Looks like we've got...
Yes, and Jose says, God bless you, Mama and Papa. God bless you too, Jose. And Jose sends musical notes and piano keys.
Exactly.
Thank you, Jose.
So that's a very important example because James was able to turn it around by bringing some light to the situation,
Right.
by recognizing that he has done the right things. In fact, I do use another instrument called a Genos. It's an electronic instrument, and there's buttons to push, and there's a million things you have to do, pedals, and God knows what.
Knobs, too.
Knobs and
Slides.
oh my God! And I do it, and so
3 different pedals to
4 actually,
4 to manage.
4 pedals. And all these slides and everything and buttons, and I'm playing on one keyboard and it's coming out of another and all of that. It's very, very complicated. He said, I want to do that. It's like, and
What am I thinking?
what is he thinking? And to realize he has such a beautiful voice, he takes his instrument anywhere and everywhere. So that is such great advice from the James. Do what you do well. Focus on your positive qualities. Build yourself up from the inside. Let go of this judging everybody. I mean, we can be very angry for a moment at people who are being hurtful and then ask ourselves, what can we do? How can we fight constructively? How can we not be lunch? So think about that. Think about whether you're being lunch. And do you really want to be? So come back every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time for what is now called Lighting the Way. Granny Raps and Rocks. We hope you enjoyed this show. Please love it or like it. And
Share it with others.
Share this message with other people. It's very easy to share on Facebook. And follow our page so that you'll be notified when we're live, or you're supposed to be. But I don't want to get angry at Facebook because that doesn't do me any good.
Oh, I just saw a bunch of loves bubbling up.
Oh,
Thank you for loving the show.
Thank you. And don't forget that on Thursdays, which is tomorrow, 7 p.m. Pacific time, we have Magical Improvs, Beth Green and the Healing Arts Band, and we always have a variety of music and surprises, and we hope you enjoyed that too. So I think that does it for tonight. Thank you very much. We love you. We hope you gained something from the show. Please leave your comments if you weren't with us live, and come back.
Yes, thanks for coming, and it's been great having you with us. And bye-bye for now.
And don't be lunch or dinner or even a snack. But if you are, accept it, love yourself, have compassion, and move forward. Otherwise, you're going to be lunch for having been lunch. Got it? Don't put yourself down. You're just going to make it worse. We love you. Bye-bye.